right, we know how money's made, but do you know how we make the money?
Ooh, plus I gotta tell you something, Scootering is back.
And we got a special guest that could probably help you break into the game.
Welcome to Side Dish.
The world is yours. Sky's the limit.
All right.
I wish, like a long time ago, you talked about getting like a money gun.
Yeah.
This would have been the perfect day to have a money.
This would have been the good money gun
President's
day. Happy President's Day. Happy President's Day, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in live. Shout out to everybody watching Dish Nation's YouTube. Shout out to our Fox soldiers. Watching like twice a day now is our understanding, so that's cool.
Y'all are the hardcore ones. I was watching looking at the YouTube one the other day, and there was someone who was watching it clearly later in the day. And they were just going along side by side like it was a play-by-play, like we was in a normal live scenario.
Oh, dope.
So shout out to y'all that interact in that way, and we do jump in there and reply sometimes. So thank you so much, man. We're like Batman. We're on top of the building. We're looking down. We're watching. We make sure everybody's good.
With that side dish, the light just blaring up in the sky.
Facts, yo. Man, so much to get into today, man. We have entertainment industry icon Angelo Antonio Ellerbee in the studio, and Captain America's Anthony Mackie.
Hello, we have a Marvel superhero in the studio with us.
You think he'll take a picture with us?
Maybe, if we're lucky. If we're lucky. Because Anthony Mackie, he doesn't do photos, does he?
I don't think he'd do photos in the wild.
Yeah.
I think he might do this.
This is a contained scenario.
A very contained scenario.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll just see.
I dare you to hit him with a Hail Hydra.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't. He definitely wouldn't take the picture under those.
He's not gonna appreciate that.
Yo, man, so much to get to, man. Let's talk about the Feed Me. Have you ever been to a gender reveal party?
You know what? Thank my lucky stars, I have not. I'm not against them.
Okay.
I should say that. I should say that I'm not against them because I love babies. I love kids. I love all that sorts of thing. But I've never been to one. No.
So with all your nieces, like none of your sisters have ever like thrown. They just like, yo,
we're not that type of white.
Fair. And I do feel like these things kind of just started in the last like maybe
10 years,
20
10, 15 years? Yeah, definitely last 20 for sure.
Yeah, so that was a vibe. So there's clearly levels to this gender reveal thing. I've been to some extravagant ones. I remember when Portia did hers.
Yeah.
And that was like a big, huge deal. I feel like those balloons are still in the air, actually. But take a look at this one compared to like how some other people do it.
Oh, when you're rich and when you're not rich? Oh, wow.
Okay, so it's clear that
yeah, geez.
Girl. And then sometimes you gotta just go retro.
No.
2, 1.
It's a boy.
Money's weird, isn't it? Money's a weird thing.
It really is. But they were just as happy as those other people.
Yeah. They were just as happy.
Find your comfort zone of happiness and just be there. You don't got to do the ridiculous things that these other people do.
Yeah. What do they say? Comparison is the thief of joy.
Boom.
But
I've heard
unfortunately, we got this little thing, and this is really good at helping with comparison.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, why? How come like someone couldn't jump out of a helicopter with a parachute that was a particular color to tell us what gender our baby was gonna be?
Yeah.
You don't need all that.
This is a hard switching of gears here, but scootering. I'm talking about not the electric scooters that we got here in Atlanta. I'm talking about people like the scooter. You know what I'm saying?
Old school Flintstone foot propelled.
Yeah, the old school Flintstone foot propelled scooters. And you remember how like a couple years ago, I feel like 10 years ago, kids were like doing tricks on them, and then they kind of went away. This dude is bringing them back.
Uh-oh.
Watch these tricks.
Scooter Extreme.
Whoa. What? This is one dude, by the way.
Look at the hair.
Oh my god.
Bell bottoms.
Oh,
He's milking everything.
Bing.
He's leaving no meat on.
And then he's whipping his hair around.
where did you find that rail? Power lines. God.
This is the coolest scooter I've ever seen.
Dude, this guy.
He could change the world.
These things
Where's
change
he
the
finding
world.
Change the world. Like, is this not the coolest scootering you've ever seen?
It's very high tech stuff, man.
Dude, we gotta sponsor this.
What
guy.
is
I'll
this?
sponsor
Who
him.
is this man?
It kind of makes me want to scooter. Seriously.
He's already better than Tony Hawk.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Nice
he's
one
like
with this
he's Tony
guy.
Hawk of the scoot world.
What's his name? Jesse Cotter?
Dude, an old trampoline.
What?
All the way around. Come on now.
Cotter, dog. Good.
This guy's sick. I'm claiming this is badass. Like, that got me hyped.
There you heard it. Scooters, badass.
It was almost like an NPR stoner podcast.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, right? There's like their little ASMR bits. I just thought that was funny.
Yo, I am afraid of breaking my bones.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of things. And everything he did, I wouldn't try.
Everything he did looked like something that would put me right back in a cast.
Yeah.
Real fast.
The resilience and the fearlessness that you have prior to being in your 30s is unparalleled. Very
People have
unparalleled.
No idea.
I don't even know if I would try that in a video game.
No, yeah, it'd be brutal in a video game. My character's getting broken in a video game. Well, speaking of President's Day, we got one last video we're going to get through. This one's a little old, but it's kind of interesting because it covers 100 years of presidential inaugurations from 1913 to 2013. So you'll see some familiar faces, but then if you pay real close attention, you'll see how they did it way back in the day.
No, this is not Carnival Day in Pumpkin Center. It is the day of days in Washington, D.C.
The presidential oath of office.
Here comes the inaugural parade.
1897, Calvin Coolidge.
Are you prepared to take the oath of office as President of the United States?
I am, sir.
Left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand.
Raise your right hand.
If you will raise your right hand and repeat after me.
After me. I, William Jefferson Clinton, do solemnly swear.
I, Jimmy Carter.
I, Barack Hussein Obama.
I, George Walker Bush, do solemnly swear.
Theodore Roosevelt. Talking about riding the horses into town. I think he had the Rough Riders.
I will faithfully
Yeah, I think that was cool.
Execute the office of President to the United States.
He was so young back then.
Oh my God.
The presidency stressed him out.
That's right. It sent him gray, didn't it?
Will to the best of my ability.
Best of my ability.
Eisenhower began his second term as leader, not only of America, but all free people.
preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and
It's wild to look at it like this and think about how we've only had like, what, 45 presidents?
We're on 47 now, I believe. Because 45 was Trump, 46 Biden, 47, yeah.
47 Trump?
Presidential oath aboard the jet, which brings
LBJ?
him, together with the body of the late president.
Oh, yeah.
Going back to Dwight D. Eisenhower, I wonder if anyone called him
President
D.
Truman asked
D?
full
Because it's
Roosevelt
Dwight
cabinet
D.
to remain in
Eisenhower, like
office.
D.D.
Oh, Dee Dee.
Yo, D.D.
Yo, what's up, D2?
D squared.
So help me God.
So help me God. So help me God.
So help me God. So help you God. So help me God.
That
So
old
help
school
me God.
American accent's kind of funny, right? Where it's like, so help me God.
Yeah.
Today in presidential news.
Like they're on vaudeville.
Yeah.
Come get a load of this.
Come get a load of this, Buster. Fresh off the press or whatever they, yeah, I don't know.
Yo, man, a lot has changed, but not much has changed. But let's talk about this. Money makes change, right? And me and Tanner was talking the other day, like, who decides who gets to be on the money? We all use it, but why are these particular people on it? Well, there is a system, right? And this is going to be a history lesson for a lot of you guys. And one of the prerequisites is you have to be dead.
Okay, that makes sense.
You have to be dead to be on the money. And because like, just let's say if they put you on, like let's say if they put Bill Cosby on money, you know, with the things he went through
Yeah, that'd
a
be
couple
bad.
years ago, they'd be like, oh man, now we have to burn this money.
Queen
It's
Elizabeth
useless.
was on money, but she's alive, but that's a whole other.
Yeah, they kind of just do what they want.
Yeah.
You have to be a president, typically, but not everybody who's on the money is also presidents.
Okay.
Like Benjamin Franklin is on the $100 bill. He was not a
Never president.
He just looked like one. You know, with the hair.
Didn't they put, aren't they putting Harriet Tubman on a 20 or something like that?
They said they was gonna do that, and then I think they decided not to because it was gonna cost too much ink or something.
Oh.
I just made that up.
Oh.
But, you know, we always get the short end of the stick. So, you know, George Washington is on the $1 bill, obviously, because he's the ghost.
Numero uno, literally.
First president, allegedly had wooden teeth. That's a tough dude. And his face is still recognizable. He's up there with Hulk Hogan and Snoop Dogg. It's a no-brainer.
Next up, we got Thomas Jefferson. He's on the $2 bill. This one's like the spicy secret menu of U.S. currency. I have a stack of twos at home. True story.
Word, like Thomas Jefferson is like the JR of presidents because he definitely loved the sisters too. Yeah, $2 bill, you don't really see them a lot, but they're out there in the streets, so big shout out to them. Abraham Lincoln, Honest Abe freed the slaves. He held the country together during the Civil War, and he brought the top hat back. He made it look cool. He's also on the penny, so technically he's a two-timer.
Oh, hey, on the penny. People talk about the penny going away, but I like it. Number 10, Alexander Hamilton. Also not a president, but he created the U.S. financial system, so it makes sense he's on the 10.
It's at this moment that I learned that Alexander Hamilton wasn't a president.
Yeah, dude. He's in the room where it happened for my theater nerds out there.
Oh, so like I guess he talked somebody into it. Shout out to Andrew Jackson because he looks dangerous. Yeah. I don't know what it is about this man. It looks like the way his hair's disheveled. He just got finished stomping somebody out in the Oval Office.
It looks like he's holding a pistolier pointed at whoever's painting his photo right here, you know, who's painting his portrait.
Yo, Tanner, he has "I wish a mofo would" face.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, like that was a message to all the would-be assassins.
Also, he hated paper money and he wanted the U.S. to only use gold and silver. So we put him on the most used bill in America. The ultimate spite.
They could have put him on a coin, but they didn't.
Put him on a quarter or something. Yeah.
What about Ulysses S. Grant?
He's on the 50. We don't see a ton of those. Civil War hero, 18th president, low-key known for having one of the most chaotic administrations ever. But he helped save the Union, so here's your 50.
Right. We need to trade some of these people out. And of course, we talked about Benjamin Franklin. He's just cool, man.
Yeah.
Who else gonna go fly a kite in the lightning?
Benny Franks, discovering electricity. Come on now. Inventor, diplomat, electricity enthusiast, and lover of good time in France.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Lee who told us that like he had like 7 vices and he would only not do 2 of them at a time. And you do the other 5 and then alternate the vices.
This is back in the day when you couldn't test positive for some of your vices. And you could be like, no, I ain't got that vice.
It's wild out here. Listen, we got to run the break, but when we come back, we have a very special guest. And maybe if there's more time, we can tell you how people got on the change.
Yeah.
More side dish coming up in a minute.
Gosh. Welcome back. All right, all my MCU fans, please stand up. Captain America: Brave New World is in theaters now. I've been waiting on this one, HK.
It's one of them ones, man. So last week we had the new Captain America himself, Anthony Mackie, in the studio to dish about the new film. Check it out.
Welcome.
Thank you guys for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, all right. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about the moment where I guess like Chris Evans gave you the script, and that's when you found out you were taking on the mantle of Captain America.
Yeah.
How does it feel to go from being like I don't want to say like sidekick, but Falcon to Captain America. What was that like?
It was crazy, man. I mean, but in a lot of ways, Sam Wilson's life in the movies has mimicked my life. It's art influence in life. Because just like Sam Wilson, you know, I started my career as Papa Doc in 8 Mile. You know, and I never saw myself going from 8 Mile to being Captain America. The growth and trajectory of my career was as much a surprise for me as Sam Wilson. Remember in Captain America Winter Soldier, Sam Wilson woke up and went for a jog.
Right.
And now he's Captain America. So the trajectory of his career has changed drastically. So, you know, it's been crazy, man. It's more than anything I could have imagined.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time. You know, that character, you know, who knew a lucky jog with it? You know?
No, but that's, you know, we joke about it, but, you know, I've been doing this for 24 years now, you know, and I auditioned for a lot of stuff earlier in my career that I didn't get, that didn't come to fruition. And I realized now it's because I wasn't ready. You know, it's like this is the perfect time of when preparation meets focus, meets ability. And now with this movie, I know I'm ready. I like it made me put those other missed opportunities in perspective.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Long overdue. And, you know, a lot of people know you from the various roles. And, of course, we talk about Captain America. But you also have 4 boys.
Yeah.
Which is the job of jobs. You know, the dad's job one. Are they impressed with you being in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or they like, yo, that's dad?
Yeah, not at it, man. My boys, they're weird, dude. Like, we went to go see, I love Jim Carrey. Everything Jim Carrey does, I go see it. So, you know, I went to go see Sonic the Hedgehog with my kids, you know? So we're sitting there, you know, it's 5 tickets, so it's like $7,000. We're sitting there, we got the popcorn, the nachos, the drinks with like candy, like sour worms. It's a monstrosity of snacks, right? So I didn't know the Cap trailer was playing before Sonic.
Oh.
I didn't know the trailer was in theaters yet.
Right.
So I'm chilling, eating my popcorn. I hook up, you know, my dish dash. I'm chilling, boom, boom, boom. I hear my voice. And I look at the screen. I'm like, I look at my boys. Oldest one is texting. The other one's eating his nachos. The other one's like pouring gummy bears down his throat. And the littlest one is looking at the screen. He looks at me for like 2 seconds and he goes, huh. And that was it. That was the only
That's all you got out of the whole thing?
That was the only acknowledgement I got, dude.
You must have had a good life for a long time, so this is too normal.
It's just like, as long as I'm Captain Dad, we're all good. But the movie stuff, they could care less. Now, my goal is to get in like the next Sonic or something like that. If I can get one of those movies, you know, then I'll be a made man.
My dreams have been crushed because you just feel like as a dad, right?
No.
The coolest thing you could possibly do is be in a superhero movie or maybe Fortnite.
I realize now that our ultimate goal is to impress our kids. Like, I used to look for like admiration and acknowledgement from so many other people. And now at this point in my life, all I want is my kid to say, you're pretty cool, Dad.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
You need like Ace Ventura 4 or something like that, you know what I'm saying?
So you recently jumped out of a plane to promote a movie.
Yeah.
That's the illest form of promotion that I've seen in quite some
That's some real
time.
Tom Cruise stuff right there.
For like the 98% of people who will never get the opportunity to do this, what was running through your mind and what did it feel like?
You know what? This was very special and very unique, actually. Those soldiers, that's the 58th Airborne, stationed out in Vegas at the Nellis Air Force Base. And what's special about them, to me, is in the comic book, Sam Wilson was a part of the 58th Airborne. He was a PJ. And so I wanted to go out and like meet those dudes. It's very rare that you get to meet the soldiers that you're, you know, that you're showing and introducing to the world. So the funny thing was, I go out there, and that's a C-130. That's one of the biggest cargo planes out there. And you're 13, 15,000 feet up, and they just open up the entire back of the plane. Like, there's nothing normal or usual. The average person will never be able to jump out of a C-130, you know? And it's like a city it's like a school bus in the sky. And these guys are the best of the best. And they're so special because they're the guys, if somebody's like, a prisoner of war, if somebody's missing in action, if somebody's hurt behind enemy lines, those are the guys that jump in and get them out.
Oh, wow.
So the 58th is a very special battalion, and they're the Greenfoots. So I was just honored to be able to jump with them, man. It was really
Would
like,
you do it again?
Yeah, tomorrow. I would jump with them every day. They're the coolest group of cats I've met in my entire career. Having to be able to do that made all this worth it.
Oh, super cool. Super cool.
But I'll tell you, have you ever jumped?
No, I want to. HK and I have talked about it.
So I've been working on I was working on getting my license before, just for all intents and purposes. I was working on getting my license before COVID. Okay. And this was my 24th jump.
Oh, wow.
So I've done a lot of dumb stuff, but it's these guys have jumped 500 and 600 times. Oh, like you have class A to class D. These guys, if something goes wrong, they can jump into anything. So they're pretty amazing. So I'm hoping my 25th jump to get my Class A license will be with one of them.
Man, you jumped with the best of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, where else is there to go?
Yeah. Okay, looking back on it, what career moments do you look back on and think maybe Captain America could have came in and helped save the day, like the time we were talking about, like when you lost to B-Rabbit in 8 Mile, like Cap shows up with the shield, or
Nah. I wouldn't consider that a loss. I mean, that was a setup. Every time I watch 8 Mile, I'm like, if they would have gave me one more round, I would have took this dude.
The rebuttal rounds are important in rap battles. You can't just leave it there.
Just give me a commercial break, dog. Don't throw me right in there. I need some stuff to think about.
Yeah.
But that was a setup. I lost. It was fine. But I don't look at that as a beatdown. I would say for me, if there's one movie I did where I think Cap could come in and save the day, I did this movie called Hurt Locker.
Okay.
And Hurt Locker is one of my favorite movies, and I would love to have had the opportunity to be out in that desert, and Cap showed up and get us the hell out of there.
Right.
How would Captain America have fared in She Hate Me?
Man, the shield would have got some. The shield would have got some work.
Conversation starter, you know? Like, don't tell me about that shield.
All right, if you're enjoying Anthony Mackie, a.k.a. Captain America, don't go anywhere. He's coming back, and he's got a special treat just for you guys. Stay tuned. Welcome back.
Hey.
All right, guys, if you're just joining us, we've been dishing with Anthony Mackie, Captain America in the house, and he's brought the iconic shield. Doesn't get any more American than that. Okay, Anthony, are there any fun facts or cool things behind the scene stories we should know about the shield?
It's very heavy.
Really?
Yeah, and when you're slinging and danging the shield, it's like slinging and danging, bro. That's what I do with it.
Sling and dang, son.
It's a workout, dude. There was once one of the first times I got to throw it on the show, Captain America, Falcon, Winter Soldier, they were like, just let her rip and see how it goes. And I let her rip, and it flew across the room, and that was the end of that shield. That shield was retired.
Oh, wow.
So it's fun. I mean, it has a lot of meaning, and it's very special to be able to hold it on film.
Do you get to bring it home?
Yeah,
Or
do you get one? I would imagine you got one.
So I will say, I got one after the movie. But there's there's different incarnations.
Yeah.
The shield is different pretty much for every movie. And the prop master, Russell Bobbitt, and now Travis Bobbitt, they gifted me one at the wrap of the movie.
Solid.
Yeah, so.
It doesn't make the boom something we type it? No. Okay. I be hoping these things be movie accurate, especially for the star of the film. Adamantium at least, right? So, how do you properly hold the shield? Can we get a demonstration of
Well, I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I can't. I can't give all the secrets, but the shield attaches. Like it has. You have the ability to actually, sling it and rotate it, but. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. You want to put it on?
Sure. Oh, let's run it. I tried to color coordinate my outfit just in case this moment.
So you slip
and it's
through
real leather on the B side. All right, cool. So I got the shield. I'm holding it.
Now this is the most important thing.
All right.
You have to make sure the star is always pointed at you because you're the shine. You're the shine, right? Because if you put it like that, then it's off center and it's not as cool.
So you got to keep it
But
straight
you got to
up.
keep it pointed at you.
All right, cool. So
And that's it. That's it.
And you just hold it.
That's all the gimmick.
So when you throw it,
this.
All right, cool. There you go.
Sit down.
You want to try?
Yo, come on, now you know I got a right thing. Okay, this is a little heavier than I thought. I'm not gonna lie.
I was watching the whole 30 minutes
about to get me fired.
Man, okay, gotta keep the star up.
Yeah.
Why does this look like I look like I'm a kid holding an adult's shield?
We're gonna get you a more compact. It'll fly further. Look at it that way.
The top red ring, I think it would be the size it needs
Super
to
cool.
be.
Thank you so much.
So the drop pickup of the shield is this. When you throw it, you come, you step, and it's just like throwing a football. You start with your back step, and you come there. That's what makes it special. You're not going to throw it.
Right.
Oh, I wasn't going to
well, we're good now.
Oh,
We're good.
That's why they pay you the big bucks. That looked real good. I just want to know for myself. You've done all these other films, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe is so big, and they're flying you all over and doing all the stuff for press and everything. What is the best part about being Captain America in the MCU, and then what's the part where you're like, I could do without this part?
Good question. The best part I would say is all the little perks. Now, because I live in New Orleans, so now I get free fishing charters. Because everybody want to take Captain America fishing.
All right.
You know what I mean? Now, when I go to my local watering holes, everybody sends you a snack, or you never have to pay another check.
Right.
People go hey, that's Captain America. I got your bill there, Cap. So I really enjoy that stuff. The hard part is when you have somewhere to go or something to do, and people don't understand, and they want that time for themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or yesterday, we had this dude following us. For miles. Half the day, we would stop. And the new Cadillacs, they have the rear view in the camera. So, we got his license plate and stuff like that, but that's the type of stuff people don't consider.
Yeah.
That's the type of stuff that makes, I don't know what your intentions are. I don't know what you're trying, you're thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
you guys lost me, though, so, lost me in traffic.
It is so dope that Anthony Mackie gets better treatment than Captain, because when I watched the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, he's so my man can get a bank loan?
Yeah, right.
Times are rough, kid. Times are rough.
Captain America about to lose his boat.
But look, nobody talks about that. What do these dudes get paid?
Right.
You know what I mean? You out here superheroing. What's your W-2s look like?
Right.
Nobody talks about that.
You shouldn't have to pay taxes.
You definitely should not have to pay taxes.
Yo, listen, the black delegates have a question. When you got Thanos
Who
snapped
is on this delegation?
I'm not. Don't look at me.
All the ancestors and the real ones. When you got snapped away, when Thanos snapped you away, you came into the battlefield in Endgame with a fresh edge up.
Oh, no question.
Did you get a haircut before you came out there to help everybody, or did before y'all go on a mission? There's like Falcon and and God bless T'Challa.
Glad you're back. Cap really needs your help. Give me a second.
I need 25 minutes. 25 minutes. Hold up. I don't need a full cut. Just get me crisp in the corners, clean up the neck, and I'll be back tomorrow to finish up.
On your left.
Oh my God.
We outside with it.
Now, the cut is very important, dude. Like, even with the poster for the movie, like, literally, all my boys who've seen it, when the poster first dropped, everybody was like, yo, that line fresh as I'm like, yes, it is, sir. Yes, it is. The waves are slapping too. Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Like, I always would like, who is doing this stuff for the black people in these shows?
Who's Captain Clippers out here?
Right. Man, like Wolverine looked like he would be able to do a mean, but he's not there yet.
But he's not there.
He's not there yet.
Not
what are
there.
we doing?
You got to do it. You got to do it yourself. You know, the little click, click.
Oh, so Falcon cutting his own hair out here.
All the pockets and shit in that suit. Yeah, he keep the little T-line clippers ready.
And he's straight. The walls.
Hell yeah.
Mystery solved.
See what I mean? That's for the delegation right there.
Case closed. Well, man, listen, it's been a vibe, my brother. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you for
Captain America, Brave New World. Bring everybody to go see it, because I know there's going to be so many things that people going to be talking about. Right. So many spoilers. And Disney showed me 30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And the 30 minutes that I saw, I was amped.
Yeah.
I was ready to flip a table, but there were no tables.
Now, flipping tables is good. Okay. The Julius our director, he made it very clear when we first met that we had so much potential with the wings and this suit, we got a new suit from Wakanda that has vibranium in it. So Julius wanted to go further with the wings and do stuff and take the suit to the max, to its furthest potential. So you see stuff with the suit, like in the clip that we showed, like when I, sliced the car in half. That shows the tech and the power of the new suit. So we taking it far. It's really just different, and it's a quintessential Marvel movie, and just like that, it's unlike anything you've ever seen.
And it drops Valentine's Day, February 14th.
This is the layup of all time for women, dude. Like, of all time. If you're a lady and there's a certain person in your life, you can go to that person and say, look, you've taken care of me for 364 days. You've listened to me. You've comforted me. Today is about you. Boom. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take you to your favorite restaurant. I'm going to take you to dinner, and we're going to go see a movie. Lay up, dog.
It's throwing the Mac and Mackie right there.
That is the John Stalks of John Stalks layups. You can't miss that. That is, come on. That's easy peasy.
See, he just explained it all.
There it is.
Plans for Valentine's Day set. Captain America, Brave New World. Don't miss it. Man, listen, Anthony Mackie is that dude. It was so great having him in the studio. And you think about his body of work. He's done so many different things. Notorious. He played Tupac.
He played Tupac in Notorious. I'm so glad that he let us pick up the shield. Like, that was the dope part, is like seeing the shield, getting to move the shield around. And we also wound up in a Marvel promo video. Like, if you looked really close, like him on the set here hanging out with us wound up in one of the Marvel promos. So how cool is that?
So technically we're in the MCU.
We're in the MCU! Let's go. All right, up next, we're dishing with entertainment industry legend Angelo Antonio Ellerbee right after the break.
the side dish. Now, a lot of times in the world of entertainment, you may have the talent, but you don't have all the people around you to make your dreams come true. And our guest is a person who has 50 plus years in the entertainment industry. He's the author of 3 best-selling books. Ladies and gentlemen, Angelo Ellerbee is in the building. How you doing, my brother?
Welcome.
Man, I'm blessed.
Welcome to Side Dish.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Man, you've worked with a little bit of everybody. I mean, like, you know, names that people may have heard of, like, I don't know, Michael Jackson, Dionne Warwick, Roberta Flack, Mary J. Blige, Alicia Keys, and more. And kind of like a ghost in the machine, like a person who's making things happen behind the scenes, just being low profile with it. But these are some of the biggest names in music, man.
You know, man, I've been very, very fortunate. I got an internship with the 2-time Grammy Award winner, James Mtume.
Okay.
My degree is in designs, clothing designs. His wife is a designer. I was working with her. He came to me one day and he said, when are you gonna leave this mess alone and come and do some real stuff? I was like, what are you talking about? He said, it's music. I want you to manage me. I said, man, I don't know nothing about management. He said, I think it's time for you to learn something. I went and I interned for Mtume for 5 years as an intern. Man, he was right on it every single day. What you didn't know, he taught you. He sent me over to Sony. I went into those meetings, man, deaf, dumb, and blind, just stupid. I didn't know nothing. But each and every single time he sent me there, I learned something. Then you went back into his living room and you had to tell him everything that took place. And he would teach you about publishing, teach you about royalties, what the percentages would be. So that's my beginning. I began in the basement of Mtume's house.
Wow. And for those who don't know, Mtume, we are talking about the same one who's part of the group that made Juicy
Mtume,
Fruit.
Yeah. The writer, you know, everybody always thinks of Mtume for the one song, Juicy Fruit. But he's an accomplished writer. He did everything for Stephanie Mills. He wrote Roberta Flack for Phyllis Hyman. The list is continuing.
Music supervisor on New York Undercover as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
I mean, like I was a big fan of that show. I'd watch it every time it came on.
Exactly, yes, man. So yeah, I was honored to be a part of his life. I continue to support Mtume's endeavors. There's an Mtume Foundation that I head along with his daughters and sons. Man, it's about, my life is about giving back.
Yes, sir.
We got to give back, man. And particularly in a community, they always say to me that it took a village to raise a child. And I ask, what does it take to raise a culture? What does it take to raise a culture in a community? It takes unified efforts. It takes us supporting one another. And that's why this book is so important to me, because it's ownership. It is, before I let you go, I want to leave you with something. I want to leave you, and so, and guess what? I don't want people to go buying this book thinking this, I'm giving you the tools to the music industry. This is not what this book is about. I'm sure my publisher is going to kill me. But at the end of the day, man, it's about those people who don't get a chance. You know, we're talking about the incarcerated. We're talking about the HIV and AIDS. We're talking about the domestic violent individual. These are people who don't get chances because we close the door as being judgmental people.
Yeah.
I don't want to judge nobody. I don't have the right to judge nobody. God has that right, not me. So why can't we give these people a chance? Particularly now that we're talking about a president that we've given a chance to with regards to his involvement.
Right.
I'm curious if you could talk, you said your education was in fashion, and then you interned and learned about the music industry. Now, now you're also an accomplished author. What was the moment that you knew that you had to write before I let you go?
When this year's election took place.
Yeah.
When they started to rival and not have an understanding of the give backs and the givings of Americans, I thought that if anything ever happened to me, I had to make sure that I was able to contribute something back. And so when I sat back to write this book, yeah, it's going to be a template of my life. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the 90,000 people that's come across my door, but I wanted to have a purpose. And the purpose was teaching people. Yeah, I tell you what I did with Mary J. Blige. All of these people that I worked with, man, they had their trials, they had their tribulations, and we walked it through. We sat down, I educated them about simple things like reading and writing. Now, I would sit back, my reading test was them reading to me, and I found out that they really couldn't read. Still in this day and time.
Is that a lot more common than you would imagine?
It's still today in time, in this day and time, people are not being able to read or write. It's serious. So what happens when you go to sign your contract? How did you sign your contract, man, if you can't read this book to me? And that's what they get them at.
That makes a lot of sense. Because, I mean, even people that can't read don't understand that archaic language that they throw in a lot of these contracts.
Exactly. And people get very upset with me when I say to them, I can't celebrate 50 years of hip hop. They said, why not, Angelo? Rappers are still being starved. They're still starved.
Yeah.
They're on street corners. Some of them die broke. I can't celebrate until everybody gets it. That's real.
I think Nas said it really eloquently. He said, picturing my peeps not eating makes my heartbeat skip. And like, your food don't taste right if everybody can't eat the same.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm with you 100% on that.
And I tell people all the time, man, when you pour into other people, eventually it'll be time for people to pour back into you. And I know a lot of times the entertainment game is a very thankless business. So I just want to just commend you, for taking time out of your life to pour into others and create opportunities for others to do their thing, not just on the business side, but from a humanism standpoint as well.
I appreciate it.
Like, who was the person that I guess inspired you to start walking in this particular path?
Well, man, I got to first say that it's my mother. My mother had an 8th grade education. She was a waitress, but you thought she had a degree. She had 4 years of just the best education in the world. She gave me survival skills. She gave me the ability to be who I am, and wanted to be original in my life. She spoke to me and always told me that you're great because you're my child. But I want you to be greater, and then I want you to be the greatest. That's what I work towards. And I think it's all about a give back. My mom had 6 children. And she said, okay, anybody sitting at this table, you got to contribute. And she meant financially. You was not just going to sit there. And I didn't understand it when I was growing up. She was giving out survival skills. She was telling me how to survive. She nourished me to understand about selfishness and the freedom of giving and loving. She said, before you think you loving somebody, I want you to take out some time, young man, and learn to love yourself. She said, start with you. How you gonna love somebody else, help somebody else, if you can't help yourself and love yourself?
That's real.
And so my mother has been, oh my God, my ingredients to my life. My mother's intuition and teaching has brought me houses and cars and all the other kinds of things. And I never went to school for this. This is something that was given to me and something that I inspired. I created, based on Berry Gordy, he created an artist development program. Back in the 50s and the 60s, they used to call our music beach music. It was only being played on black radio stations. So his problem was, and his worry was, how can I make my music a global sound? So he said, I must emulate what they're doing in the mainstream markets. So I want the Supremes to go through a development. New dresses, new hair, new clothes, somebody to teach them how to walk, speak, speech, diction, mannerisms. Same thing, I want Smokey and the Miracles. And so I created this 24-week artist development program that Mary J. Blige went through, that Alicia Keys went through. Even you guys will not believe it, even DMX went through it.
I believe it. I used to work for Def Jam.
And I managed them for like 5 or 6 years of my career. But man, I just think that it's just really important to pour into your community.
Yeah.
And when you think they're less important, find them to be important to you. It ain't, the publicity, okay, let's take the time to understand what publicity is about. It's not about social media. That ain't nobody's publicity.
It comes and goes.
It comes and it goes. It's just like Andy Warhol said, everybody was a star for 15 minutes. And he never said, what happens after the 15 minutes, right?
Right.
So my thing is to teach them and educate them, give some kind of stimulation to understand the importance of their business. Do their business. Pay your taxes. That's where all the entrapment comes with us. We don't pay our taxes, and we allow someone else to oversee, supervise, and or manage our career. Don't nobody manage my checks. Don't nobody handle my account. And I teach that. because everybody becomes accusatory when the money is gone.
Right.
But so if you don't ask the question why you got the money, then the money is gone. And locking somebody up in jail is doing what?
Just hurting their family in the long scope of things.
Separating them from their money.
That's about it, right?
Yeah.
You put them in jail, but you don't get your money back.
Yeah.
So what happens?
I'm so interested. You said you developed a 24-week, call it celebrity training.
Yeah, it's artist development.
Artist development
program. Yeah.
What would perhaps be the top 3 takeaways that you were hoping these people would get from this program?
I would have to start with interview techniques, diction, speech. I would talk about the importance of table manners. That's really important when you're orchestrating your career. You know, people don't take table manners seriously. I happen to. I can judge you on how you sit at a table, what fork you pick up, how you put your face in the bowl while you're eating, while you're taking your knife. All of these things. If I was a CEO of a company and I take you out for dinner and you have no mannerisms, I bring my wife with me, and you don't get up out the chair, you just sit there and man, it's certain things that I think should still be in play.
Yeah.
And it's not in play. They have record development. They don't have artist development.
And you see it. Like, you know, we interview a lot of these new people, you could tell who's been through some sort of development or, you know, media training versus the ones who haven't. And it's night and day.
It is totally night and day. The thing that I happen to love the most is when the parents get involved. But they get involved to a point. I don't like them taking on the positions of managers until they know how to manage, right? But what you can do for your child is teaching them the things that you need to teach them, like manners. You know, I think that everyone is merely actors and actresses. Each day we get a different script, right? Is that not what life is about?
Sure.
You get a different script every day. Teach them the script of life. Teach them how to speak, how to introduce themselves, then how to take care of their money.
Angelo, you're so fascinating because here you're talking about how you would sort of help someone to like organize themselves, their thoughts, and how they present themselves, right? In like artist development. But people also refer to you as a history maker, and because of some of your works have wound up in the Library of Congress. That's almost an entirely different kind of gift to create on that level. That's not necessarily artist management. That's like your own sort of thing.
Well, you know what happens is that the behind the scenes person is really behind the scenes. And here in the last year, I've been very blessed. And people from higher ups, I guess we would say, are getting a chance to see what it takes to be behind the scenes. So I've gotten great accolades over the years, and particularly this year, it's been a great year for me. Artists will come and go. I'm the only thing that remains. And if I don't pour into me, I can't pour into you.
Big facts.
And that's what I've got to. I've got to the importance of me. Self-preservation, right? If we don't take care of ourselves, who's going to take care of us?
So we got about 90 seconds left, and there's so much to dive into. Most people will not have the opportunity to be in the same breathing space as a person like Michael Jackson. Same thing with like a Dionne Warwick, who is also another just iconic individual. Who are the people that you've worked with when, as soon as they walk into a room, you just knew that they were special? Like some people just have an aura or a frequency about themselves that you just know that they're the real deal. Who did that for you?
Dionne Warwick.
Really?
I've been working with Dionne now some 38 years. And it's magic. We understand what business is between us. And we also have a friendship.
That's cool.
She lays down the law to me. I listen to her laying down the law to me. It's called experience. I'm not being spanked. I'm learning.
Right.
And so if she can still teach me, I still want to learn from her. And the greatest thing that she has taught me over the many years is that check your account 3 times a day. And I go, what do you mean, Ms. Warwick? She said, I said check your account 3 times a day. Who do you know? You think everybody? Yes, Ms. Warwick, I understand. Check your account every day. I want you to check it at 11 o'clock. I want you to check it at 3 and check it at 5. Make sure your money is still there.
You never heard about her having money problems either.
That's true. I'm gonna hold this book up here so everybody can see it. Angelo, for anyone who's watching right now and perhaps they're not familiar with the work, where can they find out more about you? Where can they get this book? Where can they follow you on socials or websites?
Sure. So social is at DXXNYC. This book is bestseller on Amazon. They can go to Amazon for it. And I'm at Double Exposure. My website, they can just go to Double Exposure NYC.
DoubleExposureNYC.com.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more information about the book there and your life and some of your great accomplishments.
Thanks, man. Thank you both.
Thank you for what you're doing, man.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Much love and continue to pour into people, and the world needs to pour into you. Angelo Ellerbee, thank you for pulling up on us, and happy Black History Month as well.
Thank you,
man.
brother. Thank you.
Up.
Thank you both.
And when we come back, man, listen, we got more side dish in about 2 minutes. And of course, we're going to get to everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? See you in a minute. Welcome back. Now, a wise man once said, hide your wives, hide your kidneys.
Hide your kidneys, dang. That's right. So a woman from India convinced her husband to sell one of his kidneys to help pay for their daughter's education and arranged marriage. But get this, after the husband agreed, the wife took the $11,000 that was made from selling the kidney on the black market because selling human organs is illegal in India, and she eloped with her lover.
Yikes. So the heartbroken and one less kidney having husband tracked her down, but when he tried to confront her, she wouldn't even answer the door and had the audacity to threaten him with divorce.
Oh my God, this has to be a Tubi movie. Okay, the police launched an investigation and we're not sure if she's been arrested, but the moral of this story is hide your wives, hide your kidneys.
Yo, the crazy thing is, like, kidneys go for a lot of money.
Here's the other thing is how much this man loved her and their daughter so much that he gave up a kidney, and then she just took the money and ran.
Yeah, I mean, you can never trust a big butt and a smile, once said by the great poets of the last century, Belle Bivens and DeVoe.
Belle Bivens and DeVoe.
Yeah.
I don't know these, I was going to say these hoes ain't loyal, but I don't know.
That also
I don't know
is applicable.
The proper terminology for an Indian person.
I mean, I think it's a universal thing that we can throw in everybody. I mean, it's just, the only other story I could think about that something similar happened. I remember when George Lopez was having kidney issues.
Oh, that's right.
He got a kidney from his wife, and then he gave it a test run out there.
Yeah.
He was testing it out.
Yeah.
And then divorced his wife.
Yeah, that's cold. Well, you're taking her with you everywhere you go now.
A good lawyer would have got that kidney back in the divorce.
Right? Or at least the costs. Jeez.
I digress.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. We knew Captain America was saving the world, but breaking in homes? Is the economy that bad, my friends?
All right, so this is a throwback, Who's Cousin. You guys might remember this, but back in 2019, a man went viral for putting on a Captain America costume and trying to break into somebody's shed. The resident, a former U.S. Marine and corrections officer, said his alarm went off at 3 a.m. and he noticed something going on in the backyard. So he grabbed his gun, and when he got outside, he was shocked to see a burglar dressed like Captain America trying to break into the shed. He called the cops on Timu Captain, and the costume cape thief was arrested.
Yo, so Captain America was literally about to fight the Winter Soldier in his house.
Yeah.
This is wild activity. I have my ideas.
Yeah.
Whose cousin do you think this is? Is Tanner's cousin, my cousin, or other cousin?
This is interesting. This is a hard one. Because this does feel Caucasian, but this also feels like it could go anyway.
Right. So doing science, right? Being that this happened in 2019, Falcon has not been named the Captain America yet.
Okay.
You see it coming because if you watched Endgame, you knew it was on the way, but he's not officially that. So I have never seen a black person wearing the Captain America costume prior to Avengers Endgame.
The culture is not supporting Cap like that yet.
Not like that, nah. We wasn't on board until Anthony Mackie made it okay. So I'm gonna say it's your cousin.
I'm gonna take it. That sounds about right. It sounds about like some Winter Soldier-ish.
I'm surprised the soldier didn't oh, this is my moment.
Yeah,
this is what I've been training for.
Yeah.
Because if LL Cool J could duff up an intruder in his own home and he just plays a cop on TV, a trained soldier should have been able to do the work.
He exercised some restraint.
Bun B came off the toilet like Winnie the Pooh with the gat and put down an intruder at his crib. So I definitely thought the soldier would have did it, but you know what we got to do, right?
All right, let's do it. Move that van.
Surprise, surprise.
With the costume muscles,
muscles. That almost looks like Danny Trejo a little bit, but
Captain Gulf of America.
Oh, Gulf of America. What a world.
Yeah, we're living in it, man.
Yeah, I can't believe he had the muscles on. That's the wildest part.
I mean, they come with the costume.
What kind of drugs do you think he was on to put on that muscly Captain America suit and then think, I'm gonna break into this shed? What was in the shed?
I'm gonna say it's like high energy alcohol.
Oh.
I think alcohol. I don't even think it was a drug. I mean, because
like the Four Loko stuff?
Four Loko with a little bit of tequila, maybe.
Yeah. Suspect is dressed as Captain America. What?
Did he have the shield, you think?
Oh, I don't know.
Just imagine you threw a little plastic shield. Bing.
That would have been dope.
It would have bounced off his face and nothing would have happened.
Well, happy President's Day. Thank you for sticking with us. It's so much fun to get to talk to Anthony Mackie and everybody. And I don't know, I hope you're off today, and I hope you're having a wonderful time.
Us too. And let us know who your favorite president was in the comments. But it can't be no one who was a president when you were alive.
Oh, favorite dead president?
Yeah, favorite dead president. I like Kennedy. I like how he moved. He was kind of like politician Drake.
Oh, yeah?
Because he was talking to the honeys. He was talking to the talk.
He was too fly, too young. Ask not what your country can do. All right, we'll see you guys later. Bye.